going to be easy. However, we have several things going for us. I think the party is moving in the right direction. I think it's time for us to get back to basics. I know personally, I ran as a fiscal conservative. I ran on a platform of balancing the budget, trying to make taxes simpler, reducing taxes, cutting down the size of government. And as long as we continue to do that as Republicans, go back to our basic core issues, I think we can be successful. If you look at the mess we have in Washington, and you take a look at some of the other states around us that are controlled by Democrats, take a look at what happened in Michigan the other day, where they had to close a $1.8 billion deficit. They did that through a special session of the legislature, in so many words, and they did that by raising income taxes and expanding the sales tax base in the state. Look at Illinois, that's run by Democrats. They have over almost a $2 billion deficit that they have to deal with. And compare that with the state of Michigan, where we have outstanding leadership in our governor and a legislature that's controlled, thank God, by the Republicans. We finished the year with $830 million in the bank. $830 million in the bank. 3 years ago, when I ran the first time, the state was facing a $1 billion deficit. So in a matter of 3 years, we're able to get this state turned around fiscally. We've got employment growing in the state again. We were able to pass some significant legislation, I think almost unprecedented, workers' comp, a new school funding formula. We overhauled the unemployment insurance tax fund in the state and made that solvent again. A lot of very good things. Tort reform. You'll notice now that if you really want to get a really good jury and you think you've got a good case to make, you have to go over to Illinois. Madison County over there, that's the place you want to be, because in Missouri you can't change the name. Has anybody heard Chris Kelly, the former judge? Yes. Is coming out of retirement. I don't know what it is about me, but everybody I know who wants to run against me comes out of retirement. I think that's superintendents that come out of it. Now judges that come out of retirement. Well, let me tell you what my duty is. My duty is to permanently retire them again, and we're going to retire our judges. But that got me so excited I forgot what point I was going to make. Expenditures in this campaign to just $30,000. He says if each of us would just spend $30,000, that would be sufficient. Now, I happened to mention that to a couple of people who work for radio and TV stations and the newspapers, and they were appalled. They were looking at this election cycle as a chance for them to get fat. We're going to have a presidential election that's going to set a new record in terms of expenditures, probably. We know the governor's race is going to be very hard. Kenny's race is going to, well, actually, no one has to spend any money on Kenny. No, I don't think anybody hasn't even announced. I thought I was going to get the guy who ran against him last time, but I think we frightened him off permanently now. So Kenny may run unopposed. It's a distinct possibility. It would be nice, but. And then my race. Last time we set a new state record for expenditures on a legislative race, and I think we're going to have to set a new one again this time. So we'll have some fun with that. I'm looking forward to it. As some of you may not know, I'm now bionic. I have a new bionic knee, and by the time the election comes around, I'll be slightly faster than a speeding bullet, be able to leap almost any vehicle that the Democrats can put in front of us, and we're going to work real hard. We're going to keep this position. We need to do that, and I'm going to work very hard for the university. I'm going to work very hard for a very pet project of mine, and that's the Ellis Fischel Cancer Hospital. I guarantee you we'll bring that through. We will build that hospital, and we will take care of that in January. So.